G'day folks, Parkera here, and welcome back to another Football Manager 20 Beta Predicts. So today we are looking at the Spanish First Division, the La Liga. So we're going to get stuck into it. With further ado, we will look at the Spanish Cup and the Spanish Super Cup as well, should be allowed to. So, no surprise what you see in front of you here. Barcelona, 2-1 favourites, followed by Real Madrid and then Atletico and Valencia and Sevilla rounding out the top 5. Pretty much standard format. Bottom, well, there's quite a few there, 1,000-1 odds. So we've got Atletico, Pamplona there, Valladolid, Alves, Granada and Mallorca. All predicted 1,000-1 with and all bar one teams that came up. So no surprise there. So what we're going to do, we're going to go now through and we will look at the final standings. And that is it. So first of all, we'll have a look at who went down. Levante, Alves and Mallorca, they all went down. So Alves and Mallorca were predicted to finish in that group of 1,000-1 as they did. And Levante dragged in there and relegated as well by a point. Just only a point. So Granada got quite close there, and Pamplona as well, and Eibar very close to the fold. Champions Barcelona, no surprise there, by 2 points over Atletico Madrid, who fairly comfortably over Real Madrid, and Valencia there rounding out the Champions League spots with Real San Sebastian, Atletico Bilbao and Vigo rounding off UEFA. So predicted Sevilla missing out as they were predicted to finish in that 6th or 7th place. So there we go. Villarreal and Real Hispalis, two other teams that you have probably heard of. And Valladolid there heard one of the teams with Getafe who were predicted to be down towards the bottom. So not a major surprise. What we'll do is we'll have a look at the profile here and have a nosy-rosy at some of the players' stats here. So obviously goal-wise, Morata for Atletico Madrid first on 24 goals, closely followed by Luis Suarez. Oh my god, I know who I'll say it. Slow down, Parks. From Barcelona, and Eden Hazard from Madrid on 17. Lionel Messi for Barcelona, average rating 7.9, followed by Luis Suarez and Eden Hazard there. Luka Modric as the top assist, followed by Isco and William Carvalho as well. Player of the matches, Espas from Vigo, Morata from Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Sugi there from Valladolid. Clean sheets, Barcelona's goalkeeper, Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid, and Thomas Vaclik from Sevilla, and you can see there the red cards as well. Again, if you want to see some more details, let me know down below, and I'll happily flick you the details and maybe even send you a screenshot if you send me a cookie. Alright, so let's have a look at the past history. It's going to be no surprise, everyone will know. Pretty much one or two teams. Barcelona have dominated again last 3 years with a little bit of a gap there with Madrid. Was that when Mourinho was there? No, don't think it was. No, I believe... anyway, I believe I can fly. So that's there in front of you. You can see, no surprise there that the teams are as they are. Let's have a look here now at the management movements, as we always do, which is quite a cool thing to do. So no sackings until January, the end of January. And that was Javi Calabria from Villarreal. Sacked because of league form. He was replaced by Ramos. It's a bit harsh. I need to move my table a bit closer. So Carlos, he was the interim manager for Levante. Okay, so he was obviously not expected to last anyway. He was just replaced because Eusebio was hired as the permanent manager. Haven't seen that in all these predictions that I've done so far, so that's a new thing. Well, I say new thing, but that's something we haven't seen before, yeah? Alves, as their manager gets sacked for poor league position, he's replaced by Gregorio Manzano. Pasco Lopez from Levante, so he was sacked in November. Hang on, I've done all this wrong. Okay, I've messed up the sorting, so I'm not going to change it around now. We'll just leave it as So, okay, Pascal Lopez was sacked. He was replaced by Carlos, who was the interim manager. So we can go backwards now and see how that chain of events unfolded. We're going to skip down now to December. Ruby for Real Hispalis. He was replaced by Jamie as an interim manager because of the league position. Then we'll come back up to Pablo Manchin from Espanyol. He was sacked because of league form and replaced by Francisco. Jose Luis was from Iber, was sacked and replaced by this guy. And again, back to Real Hispalis. So the interim manager left his position because Raul was permanently appointed in May. And last but not least, here we go, Zidane. Now he was sacked because time for a change. Okay, now is that going to mirror real life? Is the great Zidane going to be sacked? Because they ain't doing too well, are they? Let's have a nosy rosy at Zidane. Yeah, he is now unemployed, obviously only just being released, shall we say. I mean, what a career as well, playing for the Zebra team. If you don't know what that is, it's Juventus. Just watch my last video, kind of have a bit of a play with it. Alright, so that is that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the Spanish First Division or La Liga. We will be back in a tick of a flick and we will look at the Spanish Cup. Alright folks, we're back with the Spanish Cup and to the 5th round where we will kick off with Real Hispalis 2-1 win over Legantes. Barcelona losing 2-1 to Real Madrid early on. So I mean, that's an early draw there, pretty much. The big boys in the league coming together quite early. So, you know, it's Madrid getting the benefit there, coming ahead there. And Atletico Madrid going through 2-1 over Getafe, and Vigo 2-1 win over Valencia. So Madrid teams both advancing through to the next stage. Let's have a look at the semi-finals, and they didn't meet together. Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid both advancing. Atletico Madrid beating Real Hispalis 3-2 and 8-3 on aggregate. Was Celta Vigo losing to Real Madrid 5-4. That was a close one on aggregate as well. We will go into the final, and Atletico Madrid at the Nou Camp, or Camp Nou, beating Real Madrid 2-1. If we click onto this, and it's going to make a difference? No, it. Oh, yeah, there it is. So you may have noticed this if you followed some of these predictions. I have reported this to the forums as a bug. Yeah, it still happens. I don't. I've got the latest drivers and blah blah blah. So interesting to see there. Anyhow, and I didn't notice it yesterday when I was doing some. Did I? Might be something to do with the new patch, but who cares? It doesn't break the game. It does make it hard when you've got a team who play in black, but here we can rock and roll. Atletico Madrid, obviously. Felix, 2 goals, 58th and 81st minute, and Benzema, early goal in the 8th minute. We can see here in the stats that Madrid had the possession and probably the better, more shots definitely, but I guess really when it came to wasteful football, it was on Madrid's side, because Atletico 8 shots on goal, only and 4 on target, so half their shots were on target. So you can't complain. It was a red card there sent off in the 64th minute, so there's still plenty of time there for Real to mount a comeback, but they haven't been the same. So I'm not surprised there. And Atletico, now the team of Madrid, pretty much. Having a look at the Spanish Cup and some of the stats we can see there. Moriata for Atletico Madrid and Felix as well. Equal first in terms of goals scored. And San Fernando's Omar Perdomo coming third with 4 goals. Average ratings, we've got Fernandez from Coronilla, 9.1. Asia for Balboa, 8.5. And Omar again for San Fernando, 8.45 average ratings. It's quite interesting for me, and I noticed this especially in the FA Cup, where you got the teams that definitely didn't make the quarterfinals or even the later stages, and lower down leagues, I guess, having players who have better average rating. Now, I could click and find out how many times they played and things like that, but it is quite interesting. Assists, and again, this is beta, right? So there's going to be quirks and works and everything else. So assists, Pedro, Angel for Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Saul for for Atletico Madrid. Man of the Match awards, Felix for Madrid, Atletico. Got to keep saying that, sorry. Sergio for Real Hispalis, and Valori rounding off the top 3. David Soria from Getafe as the clean sheets. Pretty much equal with Ruben Bianco from Vigo, and Lopez there for Espanyol, and you can see the yellow cards. Okay, so that is the Spanish Cup. We're going to go and have a look at the Super Cup now, which should be between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Won't be a tick. Valencia. Well, this was played back in... No, this was played in January, so is this an actual competition itself? Anyway, this is the final. Barcelona lost 1-0 to Valencia. Carlos Soler of a 32nd minute goal there. Just going to have a quick... okay, and there is a semi-finals as well. So, interesting. Shows what I know. I don't really follow the league. So, looking back into the semi-finals, we had Barcelona going through 3-0 over Real Madrid. Valencia, extra time needed, 2-1 over Atletico Madrid. So, Atletico Madrid there, and Real in the later stages. It could have almost been a repeat of the Spanish Cup. There you go. Okay, so there's a bit more involved in this. And down below, guys, you can see the stats for that competition. Apologies for mixing that up and getting a bit of a mix-up there. Sure, never mind. I shall learn, huh? Alright, so that is the Spanish Super Cup for you. Alright, folks, I am Parkera. I hope you've enjoyed these little videos. I am going to be doing some more going forward. We are looking at probably doing Holland next, and then at this stage, France, and then probably rounding it off with Scotland. I'm kind of umming and ahhing about France. I don't rate the league myself. It's lost like PSG. But we're going to do it anyway because, of course, PSG. And they've got some big talents there. So we are going to be doing France. We are doing Holland. And we are going to finish with Scotland. Alright, folks. I am Parkera. If you like this video, hit the like button. Drop me a comment down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'm Parkera. Kia